Hello, Bold and the beautiful fans. Today, we are diving into one of the most explosive and emotionally charged storylines in recent memory. Hope, Carter, Liam, and Thomas find themselves entangled in a web of deception, heartbreak, and devastating revelations. Who is the father of Hope's baby? Is it Liam, her ex-husband, or Thomas, the man who has haunted her romantic past? And how will Carter, shattered by betrayal and his own painful secret, confront this emotional hurricane? Stay with us as we unravel every twist and turn, and remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth updates. Let's get started. It all began on a seemingly ordinary afternoon when Hope approached Carter, her face glowing with excitement and anticipation. She had news that, in her heart, she believed would bring Carter immense joy. "I'm pregnant," she announced softly, her voice trembling with emotion. She was certain this revelation would spark happiness because she knew how much Carter had dreamed of becoming a father. In her mind, this moment would bring them closer, solidifying their love and future together. But instead of joy, Hope was met with an expression that shattered her expectations. Carter's face froze, his eyes darkened, and a wave of tension filled the room. The silence that followed was deafening, and Hope's smile faltered, confusion replacing her excitement. "Carter?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "Aren't you happy?" Then, in a voice filled with restrained pain, Carter dropped a revelation that turned her world upside down. "Hope, I can't be the father," he said, his words heavy with sorrow. "I'm infertile." The confession hit Hope like a thunderbolt, and she felt her breath catch. She searched his face, hoping for some sign that he was mistaken, but all she saw was anguish. Carter's hands clenched into fists as he continued, his voice tight with emotion. "After Quinn and I ended things, I had questions. We were together for a long time, but she never got pregnant. I started to wonder if something was wrong with me, so I got tested." His voice cracked slightly, the memory of that painful revelation still raw. "The doctors told me I can't father children." Hope felt her world collapse. The joy she had brought to this moment was now replaced by disbelief and dread. Carter's eyes locked onto hers, the unspoken question blazing between them. If he was infertile, then whose baby was she carrying? The air thickened with tension as Carter's confusion turned into something darker. His voice, now laced with suspicion, was sharp and cutting. "So, Hope, who's the father?" Hope's lips parted, but no words came. The weight of Carter's gaze felt unbearable, and the room, once filled with promise, was now suffocating. She knew that silence was as damning as any confession. Carter's face hardened, the hurt and betrayal etching lines into his features. "You lied to me," he said, his voice hollow. "You've been with someone else." Hope's heart pounded. She wanted to explain, to say something, anything that could stop the wreckage happening in real time. But what was there to say? The truth was a labyrinth from which there was no easy escape. Carter's pain deepened into anger, his voice rising with the anguish of broken trust. "Was it Liam?" he demanded, the name of Hope's ex-husband and longtime entanglement dripping with accusation. "Have you been running back to him behind my back?" Hope's breath hitched at the mention of Liam. Their past was tangled with heartbreak, passion, and repeated mistakes. She knew that her history with Liam was a shadow that always lingered, a ghost Carter had every reason to fear. But then Carter's eyes narrowed, and he asked the question that Hope had feared even more. "Or was it Thomas?" His voice was sharp, cutting through the tension with surgical precision. Thomas, Hope's complicated, obsessive, and unpredictable former lover, was a name Carter could not ignore. "Tell me the truth, Hope. Was it him?" The room felt colder, the silence more unbearable than the accusations. Hope's hands trembled as she pressed them to her stomach, her mind racing through the labyrinth of her recent choices. Liam, with his familiar comforts and familiar pain, or Thomas, with his intensity and devotion that once blurred the lines of right and wrong. Who was the father? And did she even know for sure? Tears welled up in her eyes as she whispered, "Carter, I never meant to hurt you." But her voice was fragile, and Carter's silence in response was deafening. Without another word, he turned and walked out, leaving Hope standing alone, her world shattered. News of the confrontation rippled through Forrester Creations like wildfire. Brooke, always protective and ever watchful, was the first to confront her daughter. "Hope," she demanded sternly, her eyes sharp with concern. "Tell me the truth. Is the baby Liam's?" Hope's lips trembled. I don't know," she admitted softly, her voice thick with anguish. Brooke's eyes widened, a mixture of shock and disappointment. "Hope," she said, her voice lowering but gaining intensity. "Please tell me you didn't get caught up with Liam again." Meanwhile, across town, Steffi's intuition picked up on the brewing chaos. Storming into Liam's office, she didn't bother with pleasantries. "Liam," she snapped, her eyes narrowed, "are you the father of Hope's baby?" Liam's eyes widened with disbelief. "What? No, Steffi. I haven't been with Hope. That part of my life is over." But the tension in his voice made Steffi's gaze sharpen further. "Then why does everyone think it's you?" she challenged, her arms crossed tightly. Liam's jaw clenched. "Because of my history with her," he shot back, frustration rising. "But I swear, I had nothing to do with this." While Liam battled accusations, Thomas found himself facing his own storm. The whispers had reached him quickly, and it was only a matter of time before he found Hope. "Hope," he said, his voice a mixture of urgency and trepidation. "If there's any chance that this child is mine, you need to tell me." Hope's face crumpled with distress, and her voice trembled. "Thomas, I don't know." Her confession hit Thomas like a blow, but his next words were unexpected, soft and steady. "If this child is mine, Hope, you won't face this alone. I will stand by you. But you need to be honest with me, and with Carter." As the chaos intensified, Carter found himself spiraling. The betrayal he felt from Hope and the bitterness of his infertility formed a storm inside him. But there was something else, something deeper. Beneath his pain was love, and beneath his anger was sorrow. His dreams of fatherhood had been shattered twice over, once by his diagnosis and again by the woman he loved. But he couldn't escape the pull of the question that haunted him. Whose child was it? And could he truly walk away no matter the answer? The days blurred into each other, and the tension reached a breaking point. Hope, standing on the precipice of ruin, realized that the only path forward was the truth. She called Carter to meet her, her voice heavy with exhaustion and heartbreak. When Carter arrived, his eyes were guarded, his walls firmly in place. Hope's voice was barely above a whisper, but it carried the weight of her entire heart. "Carter," she said, her voice cracking, "I don't know who the father is. I was with Liam, and with Thomas, but I never wanted to hurt you. I wanted this baby to be ours." The silence that followed was oppressive, and Carter's face was a mask of devastation. "Hope," he said slowly, his voice trembling with barely restrained emotion. "You didn't just betray me. You shattered me." He paused, his voice breaking. "But this child, it's innocent. And if you'll let me, I want to be there. Not for you, but for them." Hope's eyes flooded with tears, the weight of her guilt and Carter's grace colliding into something she couldn't name. "Carter," she whispered, "I don't deserve your forgiveness." Carter's voice was low but firm. Maybe not, but the child deserves a chance. And maybe I do too. So, Bold and the beautiful fans, what do you think will happen next? Is Carter truly ready to step into the role of a father despite his pain? Will Liam or Thomas turn Hope's life upside down once a paternity test reveals the truth? And can Hope and Carter's relationship survive this earthquake of betrayal and heartbreak? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest Forrester family chaos, give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth breakdowns and spoilers. Until next time, stay bold, stay beautiful, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, and don't forget to like and subscribe.